Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Comics News Today. And it looks like we actually worked it out. I've had to do a couple of things, trying to fix that chat thing, which I haven't fixed. And then, because the way I went about it, guys, was they said, well, you should log out and then log back in when you Streamlabs, and that way you'll be able to get back in. And I did that, and they wouldn't let me log back in because Google says you're not using Google Chrome. I was like, okay, well, I can't use Google Chrome on my computer because you won't let me load it. So yeah, two birds up for freaking Google. But you know what? It's working. It is working because I found a back door. But you know what? I still can't see the damn chat. So we're gonna figure it out
I
anyway.
have to pay attention to them then.
Yeah, I know
Oh no.
it is kind of nonsense, but a lot of people are using the Streamlabs. But maybe maybe we'll give it a try. Maybe we'll try Streamlabs for the shows, and then of course this is working. It's functioning just fine. For the drone and quartered, we need more space with the Hangouts 10 people, right? So
Yeah.
maybe we'll just use this for the drone and quartered Ultimate Edition because I don't really need to look at the chat so much anyway when I'm doing that because going back over and taking time with the chat is easy enough in that 2.5 hour period. But yeah, so maybe we should try stream yards or something like that and see how it works. But anyway, we're here. It's working. Everything's
Yes.
playing properly. You guys can hear us, I hope. So one of you guys, please pay attention to the chat because it's a little
I
difficult for me
will.
to jump back and forth.
I
Um,
think we can fit more people in StreamYard if we pay for stuff.
oh yeah,
I think you can do
thank
all
you,
sorts,
thank
but
you.
you just gotta
Let's
fork out money.
yeah, let's budget out Chester. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's a good idea.
yeah.
You're all good for it, right? We could put it on the Busby account.
Yeah, no, yeah, sure. Just pile on me. That's no problem.
There you go.
But
Good
The
idea.
gold card.
All right,
Or
we all
no,
vote. I say aye, aye.
I.
damn it.
All right,
All
you're
right,
outvoted,
fine.
Chester.
Outvoted. Now, guys, in the chat, please let us know if you can hear us and everything's moving properly. I'm sure it is. But just let me know so I can see that.
Yeah.
And of course, as usual, check out our links down below and get involved with the fan speak on Facebook and all that kind of such thing. And but more importantly, hit that share button and let your family and friends and extended community know so they come over here and join us. But other than that, of course, as you already heard, we do have the most amazing pie expert, even though he doesn't really understand what pie is, the oily bird himself. Hello, sir.
Are you trying to start a fight? Because fist will fly.
Or a feathery wings shall fly,
Oh,
and as we
I
can
will
see,
scratch your face. I
yes,
am
you'll
feisty.
peck at me with your whiskers. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It's all right.
I'm good.
It's all right. I'm a little bit older. I think you
Mm-hmm.
got yourself about a 10% chance now.
I
You know.
probably, I'll get a couple of good hits in before you take out one of my eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll let you choose though. I'm kind of
Ugh.
generous like that.
Oh, jeez.
Goodness.
You'll
Uh,
be bear clawed.
yeah,
Crushed.
exactly. Right. But of course, as you guys see, we have Denali back after his hiatus of sickness and government
Yes.
pay. So how you
Yes.
doing, dude?
I'm doing better than I was last week, and I'm raring to go to talk about news and actually have fun and
That's
not
cool.
fall dead.
Yeah, no, that is. But glad to have you back. We got a bunch of news, of course, we're going to cover and jump in today. But before we do that, is there anything interesting either one of you guys would like to talk about? Anything?
um, well, let's
Oh,
see.
I got Skunk Girl. Is that what you were setting
Ooh.
up for, or are you setting up for something else?
Yeah, yeah. I was kind of
I
a
got I
hand. That
got
was
to
a
we're just
handoff.
segmenting.
It was a handoff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just got Skunk Girl from Manny. Wow. And
Yay!
I open up and I flicked through it, and it is a gorgeous, sweet book that he's put out.
And
He did not skimp out on the cost for a paper and such.
yeah. Well, and Booster shows up or is a reference at least 3 times, right?
Hmm. I,
That's
I
pretty
love
cool.
that I'm referencing it, and I even my fan art made it.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
So
Um,
I'm in a published book now.
isn't it weird though how these smaller creators, I mean, because Skunk Girl with the Manny career, of course, over Good Dog Press, made about 5 grand or something like that, right? So
Yep,
good
yep.
on him.
Yeah.
He's been wanting to make this comic for since he was a high school kid, man. So it's awesome. He must be absolutely elated that he has his own comics in his hand, and that I'm thrilled for him, right? But you have a lot of these smaller creators, right? that have a passion project. They get it out, they get it successfully printed, get it in your hands, and it's really good production. Good paper, none of this fluting or this washing out or any of these other excuses we're getting from people. And it's like, how can these small time guys who aren't making any damn money off this, right? How can they put out something that's actually quality, but these so-called pros who are making ridiculous amounts of money can't even get you a proper book in your hand? What is up with this dude? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's
Bad management
pretty crap.
of their funds.
Yeah, but it's not even
And
that because
yeah.
I don't know the finances with Manny, but I'm guarantee you he either broke dead even or he was a
Hmm.
little bit out of pocket to get that. He didn't make no money off of that, but he gets you
No,
a good product because that's what he said he was going to do, and good on him, right? But I don't understand these guys who are making actual profit can't do that. Unbelievable.
it's ridiculous.
It is, dude.
Yeah,
It's not everybody. I got Mike Miller's Lone Star, and I thought it was just fine. It's standard comic book, so it's not all of them.
yeah, yeah.
Don't misunderstand that, but it is shocking, dude. But I'm glad for Manny, I really am. And all these other guys that are getting their stuff successfully put out, and just keep in mind, that's us, right? We're all part of that. We're the ones that are making that happen for these guys, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
And
we're not
eventually,
wishing failure on anyone either. We want
no,
all these people to succeed. They just need to, they just need to get their thumbs out of their damn asses
exactly. Well,
and
dude, we want
get to
we
damn work.
yeah, get to work, right? And we want Marvel and DC to be incredibly successful. I mean, I even
Yes, of
want
course.
Black Mask to be successful.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see. You heard me. I said it.
yeah, of course we do. We just want them to not suck.
Yeah, yeah. Not stop
That's
sucking.
too much
Stop
ask.
preaching to me. Stop thinking you're better than everybody, and just have some fun, right? Just like Denali, he's back to have some fun. How you doing, Denali?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm
Yep,
doing
yep.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Now that I'm not inundated with government work and all that stuff, and getting
How
off
did you
that.
kill Dinale?
yeah, yeah. But
Shh.
Denali, when you shifted from the one thing you were doing to the thing you're doing now, it sounded like it was a lot better for you though. I think you're enjoying what you're doing now more than what you were doing before, right?
Absolutely, and I
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
do. Don't get me wrong. It's just that today's was a very last not today last week was a very tough week for me because it a lot of people decided that they were going to be old and needed the insurance. So
Yeah, well, that's
it's
that's what you get for
yeah,
being in charge of those kind of things. But you did
yeah,
miss something amazing though. Yesterday we did
okay,
TFT on weather phenomena, basically HARP and
oh
double
yeah,
suns and what was the other one? Oh, chemtrails, right? And we had a few people on,
chemtrail.
but we had a guest come on,
Hmm.
Chronos Chiron, one of the people in the
Oh,
chat a
huh.
lot, and
Oh
Yeah,
really?
he
yes.
heckles us a lot. Yeah, did he heckle you in the hangout?
Oh, no, no, no. It was a fine conversation. He obviously has no experience being in things like that because he, that's an interesting thing though. There's a flow that you have to build up with each other when you're doing these kind of shows, right? I
Hmm.
mean,
Hmm.
it's not as easy as it looks. I mean, you have to have this nice flow when one
Or you start
person's
talking over each other.
right. I mean, but of course, well, no, we have been doing this long enough that when someone does pop in and starts talking over us, we know we can instantly back off of it, right? Because we've been
Hmm.
doing this for a while. But
Timing.
exactly, yeah, yeah, exactly, right. Well, you see, it's a good example from Booster what he's doing there, right? Because he's being awkward in his timing, but yet I'm able to roll back with it and let
But
him have it,
we can still
right?
do it. We can still do it, baby.
We can,
Yeah.
and that's
Okay.
cool. But so just keep that in mind. That when we have people on who aren't used to this, it's okay. It's totally okay. There's no need for excitement. If some people are going to talk over, they don't have experience doing it. It's all right, guys. It's no big deal, right? We're
Oh, a lot
happy
of
to have
people were
everybody on.
complaining.
I had a couple, yeah. I had a couple complaints, yeah.
I see.
But I'm just saying it's all right, man. It's okay. And we can handle it here. We have enough experience that we know how to handle someone who doesn't know how to be in a panel type of situation. And there's no need for that. Everyone's welcome. You guys can come on and be as awkward as you'd like. We have no problem with you. We love to have you. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
Ezra
yeah.
Miller said so.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I have, let me jump over to see the chat real quick. It's such a pain in the butt. All right, come over here. Let's
think
see here.
we have a Roger
John
Heller and
says
we have a Dillard.
we do. Well, John is the master of awkwardness. Actually, he says
Mm-hmm.
Kronos is notorious for doing that. That's why I blacklisted him. I have spoken. Okay. Well, no, I don't think there's any need for that. I love having people come on, dude. You know, but I just think he doesn't have much experience doing that kind of thing. It's all right. It's totally cool. And you guys, anybody of you are welcome to come on and have a chat with us, and feel warm and welcome. All right, caught up. So
Abs-
let me.
awesome.
Yay!
Yay! All right, let me go over here and start getting into the news. And do keep in mind,
News,
as I
news,
am
news,
coming
news.
over and doing this, that
Mhm.
this week is going to be an odd week for us because, of course, we have Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. We won't have any
Yeah.
shows at all. There's no comics
Hmm.
news today. There's no Drone Recorder Ultimate Edition. None of that's happening. Of course, Friday is off anyway. So we'll have today. We'll have the D&D session on Bugbear's Basement tomorrow, and then we'll have the comics news on the Wednesday, and then we won't be back until the fan speak on Saturday. So it's a bit of weird truncated week, but it's all right. And of course, we here hope all of you have a great Thanksgiving. Even though those of you who aren't American, go ahead and have a great Thanksgiving as well. How about that? All right. See, I believe in the international love booster.
Mm-hmm.
International love.
We love other disgusting foreigners.
We do, especially them
Yeah.
damn Europeans. Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Let's not go too far.
Well, Anyway, Denali, what is this absolutely amazing news? Go ahead, dude.
All right, so this is from Bleeding Cool, and they happen to have actual news
They do.
because
Yeah.
recently Diamond accidentally leaks Marvel ordering data to 200 comic book stores. In that ordering data, they actually reveal how many active accounts there are in the whole industry, which
Hmm.
is 2,144 active account, which means there's only 2,144 active stores that there are distributing. So can you imagine that?
Yeah.
That with all that is producing all that money, that's basically the mainstream media. Um, I think in the article, Rich says that it was a surprising larger number than what it was expected. So even Bleeding Cool was believing that number was low. So every time you hear people in the news, we're losing 100 more comic book store closing out. That's like about 10%
Yeah.
of that pool shrinking. So you
Hmm.
understand why we're doing this. This indie revival is
Yeah.
so important
Yep.
in this North America side of things because, as you can see, there's only 2,000 stores left for the direct market.
Yeah. Great point, dude. I mean, and we've been talking about this for
Mhm.
a while, and I've actually had a few people because I said thousands of comic book stores are closed, thousands of LCSs, as people like to be fancy and call it. We've said that, and I've actually had people say you're exaggerating, Chester, and I was like, no, we're not. We've researched it and looked into it, and it's thousands of stores have closed. It's not exaggerated, and boom,
Hmm.
here you go. Here's a number that shows
That's
you. Now, Rich
that's
Johnson
a
is an
shame.
absolute tool, as we all know, and he's saying, wow, that's a way more than I expected. Really, Rich Johnson? That's lower than I expected. I thought, and I'm sure Janelle's the same,
Mhm.
I thought there was probably over 3,000 left. There's not.
Yeah,
Jesus, it's
yeah,
wow, dude.
That's a
yeah.
crying shame.
These are endangered species. If was a conservation effort, we're in a dangerous species
It
level
is. I don't even know if this is
of
a
things.
sustainable number as it stands, dude, for Diamond in particular. We've talked
Yeah,
about this many
that's why
times, right?
they're right, and that's why they're. You've been saying Diamond has been reaching out to the indie
Yeah,
community.
they have.
They've been
Yeah.
reaching out all over the place to get more blood into it. That's why Alternative probably has the same sort of number, came up with the same sort of number, and figure out their model is more sustainable because the cost of their books is cheaper than the cost of what the mainstream is doing.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, no,
you know, I mean,
yeah,
go ahead.
it's really sad, dude, because once again, we want the LCSs to be incredibly successful. How awesome would it be if there was 10,000 stores across America? That would be cool, right? This is not a cool thing, and it's really sad. We've rehashed this many times, but I'm going to say it again, damn it, because Europe comic books are kicking ass. Japan comic books are kicking ass. I mean, they're making in some places, like in Japan, with certain aspects of manga, they're making more money than they ever have, right?
Yeah,
So,
I think One Piece is like 16 million
oh, it's
copies sold.
ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. I mean, they're. It's a huge comic book life over here in Asia. It's not just Japan. Other countries make comics as well, but they buy Japanese manga. I mean, if you live in Hong Kong, China, Korea, don't believe the hype, guys, from the government. Everybody in Asia loves Japanese stuff. Everybody, right? They're constantly buying stuff, Japanese stuff all the time, including manga. They are
Yeah,
mega successful here in Asia. Europe is having an amazing comic book run. There's lots of money. It's very vibrant. It's very alive. How is it that the creator of comic books is on its damn knees? How is that even
Hmm.
true? It doesn't make sense, especially when we are the ones that are putting out these absolutely killer comic book movies, and comic book movies are more known. I mean, there's far more people today know who Iron Man is than they did 13 years ago, right?
Absolutely. He was
right.
he was a C-lister before that movie
Easily,
came out.
easily.
Yeah.
And now he's the
Yeah.
man. But yet he's not selling comics? Are you kidding me?
I'd say the only characters anyone ever knew from Marvel would be Spider-Man and Hulk, the X-Men, right?
I think
Right.
Spider-Man, yeah, would certainly be known. Captain America, especially with the older
Yeah, yeah.
generation, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Other
mean,
than
Thor.
that,
Yeah.
hmm.
Thor to a point,
Yeah.
but not really. I mean, DC is more has more household names than Marvel does, internationally. But
Right.
that's not the point. The point being
Yeah.
they're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong, right? And it's not something as simple as get woke, go broke. I understand there's a factor of that. I get that, and it certainly irritates the long-term fans. But it's bigger than this. It's more than this. There's something that they are doing that is completely wrong. And I think our opinion here is that they're not trying to sell to the younger generation. And one of the things that the Japanese here, or I should just say Asia, because everyone in Asia reads Japanese manga, and the Europeans that they're doing is they segment it out very, very clearly. There are kids' books, and there are adult books, and there are every genre you can imagine type of book going on. It isn't restricted, and they're not doing that here. They're either trying to catch into the collector with all these variant covers, which only collectors care about, or they're trying to sell to an audience that doesn't even exist, right? When in all
Right.
honesty, leave that to Black Mask, leave that to those guys. Let them make what they make and let them be successful with that. You do run of the mill general storytelling, is what you should do. Anyway, I'm just going to rant on and on it, but this is shocking, dude. I mean, look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are active accounts. So they can
Yeah,
say, "Oh, that's not all the account." But if those are the active account, that is the number that people are actively using to
right.
order the comic book throughout the whole distribution.
For that month. What month
Hmm.
was this? Do we know?
I believe this was for this December because they were going to come in with Thor 1, Star Wars 1,
So
X Men 6, and
yeah, you're right. It is. It's the upcoming month, and of
Mhm.
course December. Let's ask a question then that I don't know the answer to. Maybe one of you guys or somebody in the chat. Um, when are the big months in comic books for American comic books? Does it matter? Are they all kind of the same, or is December a big month or a low month, or March is a big month? Anybody have any information on that? Anybody know?
Afraid I don't.
Uh,
um, let
Hmm.
me see. Unfortunately, it's about the same because it hasn't been picking up. The really time that it kind of picks up is towards this. end of the summer, beginning of the school year. But other than that, because that's where the free comic day comes in,
All right, September. Yeah,
event.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then the rest of the month, unless there's some kind of mega event that's happening, it's been pretty much steady. You have your regulars that comes in, and
Mhm.
then you have the casual that pops in once in a while. That comes in.
Well,
The only other months I can think of are the convention months. Like if you're having
all right,
Comic
August.
Con.
Yeah, August, and
Yeah.
then of course October as well. But well, because I'm
Mhm.
just thinking off the top of my head as a parent. I would think the Christmas holiday, December, would be an up month simply because a comic book is a great stocking stuffer, right?
Right,
You
but
know,
no parent today is really thinking comic book. Let me stuff comic books for Christmas.
I always
This
did.
point.
I always put a comic in there because when I stock, well, excuse me, when Santa stuffs a stocking, he likes to make sure there's fruit in there, not all candy,
Mhm.
some toy things, something to read for your brain, like a comic book, and a little bit of candy, maybe some little.
Your Santa sucked.
My Santa is diverse and intelligent. Thank you very much, Booster.
Oh, you have one of those hippie Santas, I see.
Yeah, like what does yours do? Stuff yours full of damn greasy beef pies? Huh?
And chocolate, yes.
Okay, all right. Actually, I wouldn't mind to get a nice,
I'm full
nice
of meat
pie
and
in the stocking.
chocolate.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, but I don't know. I know that's something I did and something that my
Yeah.
parents did, right?
Yeah, but I don't think parents these days, and I
No.
could be wrong, because there's a lot of things that's outside my experience. But
Mhm.
from what I've witnessed, a lot of parents these days don't do that
Well, it
anymore.
has been a decade since I've stuffed a stocking, so. Uh,
Hmm.
but anyway, I don't know. Tell us in the
Yeah.
chat, guys. Do you guys does your Santa put comic books in the stocking? It seems like the most practical thing to do. But anyway, let's move on to the next story. It's wow. Wow. All right, next story. Now this one's completely Booster, so we'll let Booster take care of this. Yahoo style. What Yahoo style? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
I've
ahead.
never heard of who's that. 5 teens arrested after crowds of youths with machetes brawl at cinema complex.
Huh?
Now you're probably wondering, what the hell does this have to do with anything, Booster? You weirdo! Why are you
Yeah.
going around looking at machete wielding teenagers brawling outside of cinemas? Uh, it's because this happened outside of a Frozen 2, right?
Let it
And it
go.
got.
Let it go.
Well, I've been trying to for years, but that song is still stuck in my head. Where was I? That made me very angry.
Machete wielding youths.
Oh yeah, machete welding use. It happened outside the Frozen 2 cinema. And would I suggest that Frozen 2 is causing violence? Of course not. That's ridiculous.
Right.
But it did get the old noggin going. What would happen if this just happened to happen outside of a Joker film, right?
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
We wouldn't hear the bloody end of it, would we?
hmm.
No, and they would be asking where the Flash
Yeah.
is.
Look at it. Joker is making all these incels wield machetes and go around
Right. Right.
cutting each
You,
other up.
the thing that, and I get your point, and it's fair dinkum. See, this is the only thing that
Yeah.
makes me feel a little reminiscent of not being an Australian. Is I can't say fair dinkum because I've always thought that's the
Yeah,
coolest
yeah.
thing ever, dude.
Fair,
But
fair dinkum. Yeah,
fair
bro.
dinkum. But this
Yeah,
thing is the funny thing for me is we're talking about machete wielding youths having
yeah.
machete battles in front of a Frozen thing. And let's take a look. West Midlands Police said a 13-year-old, a girl and boy, both age 14 and 19, man, were arrested. So young girls with machetes. What in
It
the
sounds like
hell
an
is the
anime.
world coming to?
Yeah, it's like some Hunger Games anime shit going on here.
Right? Right? And that
Yeah.
wasn't even a good story. God.
A- And yeah, I had to really dig to find the story. I heard that there was a brawl outside of Frozen. So when I heard of this, right, I just googled Frozen 2. Saw nothing. I had to Google Frozen 2 brawl. Scroll up and down, go into the news tab, scroll up and down. There it was, buried under all of this. Yeah,
Yeah, of
like
course.
they're trying to bury it.
Well, they do bury things, and it's almost as if there was a pattern to what they choose to
No.
talk about and not. It's kind of shocking. We had another school shooting in America over in the California, and one of them gun-free zones. It's those gun-free zones are safe, by the way. There's no guns allowed in there, right? It's kind of
They just
funny.
don't work there.
Yeah,
You
I
pull a trigger in a
know.
gun-free zone,
Yeah,
they
it's
just
weird.
they just
Yeah,
oh no,
right.
foiled again.
And it's weird how all these shootings happen in gun-free zones too. I wonder if there's a
What?
correlation. I wonder if we should use our brain there. No, let's not do that.
Okay,
But anyway,
straining my brain hole.
that's not your brain hole. That's a different hole.
Yeah,
Ah!
Very
I
different
can't
hole.
put it together.
Yeah, very different.
which is